dark and stormy day out here on the northwest coast of Tasmania. We're doing the Tarkin Drive today, and on Monday, if we don't have to run back to Hobart, we'll be doing some more of the, I guess, four-wheel drive tracks in the area, depending on the weather.
It's not exactly a four-wheel drive track. It's an unsealed road. It's for all-wheel drive, but I would say that it is on my list for one of the most scenic drives that we've done. There's lots of rolling hills, there's lots of trees. You can see some of the damage by the bushfires, but there's been a lot of regrowth in the area. But it's just all I don't know, it feels, there's something about driving down this way that just feels like you're on an adventure.
Now, we've heard about this famous Belfort track in Tasmania, the northwest, and we were talking to the rangers over in Arthur River. They said that there's no way in heck that we would be able to do it on our own right now, given the conditions that they've had here recently. So we're skipping that at the moment. Something I want to do down the track. So this is just to remind me later on, when I'm thinking of putting together a four-wheel drive adventure in Tasmania, what we're going to be looking forward to. The beach is down that way somewhere, but as you can see, the rain that we've been having recently has flooded the track. I'm told that's what you'll be experiencing throughout the majority of that track, so definitely want to make sure that I have the right four-wheel drive, that we have some friends, a good case of beer, some whiskey, because by the time you're done that, it's going to be well deserved.
In the town of Corinna, it's the Huon Pine Walk.
Yeah, it's going to be one of those harder to get to, more remote 60 great walks of Tasmania to get to. We've seen lots of Huon Pine before, but hey, when in Rome.
Just a quick stretch of the legs. This is what a lunch break looks like on the road when you're traveling with black pepper abroad.
Well, you always got a cook stove in the back of the four-wheel drive and plenty of tea and coffee.
We've made it to the end of the four-wheel drive track.
Yeah.
So we can hear the falls. We're about to see the falls. Woo! I did
entrance to Hell's Gates, west coast of Tasmania. This is where they sent the worst of the worst, apparently. Macquarie Heads. So this was where they would bring some of the worst criminals sent to Australia. They would work on Sarah Island, which is just inside Macquarie Harbour here. Constantly, all sorts of rain moves through this area. There's cool, temperate rainforest nearby. The convicts would harvest hew and pine off of Sarah Island. Given how harsh and how cold and how damp this area can be, unless you have adequate supplies and good shelter, you wouldn't want to live your life here.
I pity the man who got lost in this wilderness, because it would be very
Unforgiving.
It would be very unforgiving. That's a perfect word for it.
All sorts of stories about Sarah Island and Hell's Gates, as Macquarie Heads have been called in the past. The most famous escape attempt, and let it be known that no one has ever successfully escaped from Sarah Island, but those that have made it off the actual island itself, the most famous story that we've encountered was 9 convicts trying to escape through the northwestern wilderness to the eastern side of Tasmania. They got so lost and so desperate that they started to eat each other and never made it through. So just gives you an idea how remote we are and how inhospitable this environment can be. But today, they got houses across the water. Strawn has a big visitor center, an IGA, anything and everything you would need. Roads. Yeah, back in the 1800s, I'm sure this was very different.
I've been sitting working on the computer, and then I see this guy. He's placed the drone battery under the dog, between his paws.
Very annoying. When it comes to the drone, you have to make sure you got your mobile charged, you have to make sure that the controller is charged, you have to make sure that the battery is charged and not below 15 degrees, and if not a problem, you also need to make sure that all the software is updated on the drone as well. It is one whole performance to get that thing in the air.